super chats. Young villain, for young men still living with their parents, what are your best tips and how can we frame her place, car, public hookups most effectively?
I'll let you take this one first, Eric.
So, have a good reason, have a good reason for why you can't go back to your place, and why you're still living at home. It's definitely doable. I have an Italian mother, so there have been, off and on stretches of my life where I moved back home and in between apartments or in between buying my place that I'm currently in, where, you know, I shacked up with mom and dad for 6 months or a year or a couple of years here and there, right? So it's definitely going to slow you down to a certain degree. Uh, it's a logistical hurdle. I would say have a good reason, and not a bullshit reason. If you don't have your shit together, tell her in a calibrated way why you don't have your shit together and how you're getting your shit together. And that better not be a lie. You better get your shit together if you don't have your shit together, right? So, um, if you don't have to bring it up, if you can just go back to her place, you can go to a party or what have you, then so be it. But generally speaking, when it's time to go somewhere, she's going to be expecting you to lead her to your place. So have a good reason prepared for why you can't do that. Write it out if you have to. Get the sound bites down, and then in the moment, say it in a more impromptu way or freestyle it if you have to. But that would be my number one piece of advice. You have to make the woman really want you, and then just explain to her why this logistical hurdle exists. And Marcus, you want to add to that?
Yeah, dude, move the fuck out of your mom's place.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there. The next thing is, yeah, I mean, if you want to go the public or car sex route, just make it sound exciting. Okay, so if you're with this girl, instead of being really hesitant and sounding like the type of guy that lives with his parents and like this is an alternative, make this like your primary choice. Feel as if you've got your own place, but hey, I've got a better idea. So if you're with a girl on a date, you can talk about this. Like, what's the craziest thing you've ever fucking done, right? And then you could tell her a story about public sex, right? You could ask her about what she's into and say, like, have you ever had sex in public? Now, most girls are interested in this or fantasize about it or done it before. Like a lot of girls will say, like, I've had sex in a car or, whatever it might be, a beach or some shit. And then you can even tell her a story about it or tell her about like how enjoyable it is. You could hit the points of that thrill. Yeah, you might get caught, you don't even know. Like people could be watching. A lot of girls like the idea of that. So if you build that up beforehand, then yeah, you could take it back to your car and do that. Or if you're, park or beach or whatever it might be. Like I've had a lot of public sex where I had my own place. Like you can just make it like the primary option, make it a lot of fun. Now, if that's not the option and you want to go back to her place, like she lives by herself, just screen that. Like, hey, so what's your living situation? Like, you live by yourself, you got housemates, like, what's your story? Now, if she lives by herself or she's got like one housemate, the housemates chill. Yeah, you could say, like, look, I'd love to invite you back to my place, but, and then just give a reason here. If you want to be honest, you can say, like, you're living with your parents. And probably frame that a little bit better. You could be like, look, I'm in between places right now. So I'm staying with some friends, I'm staying with family. So yeah, like is your place available? And that's the way I'd go about it. But again, the prerequisite here is going to be dealing with these objections, having sexual escalation, because it's a lot harder to, be too indirect here if you're like going back to a girl's place or going back to your car. So yeah, I definitely build attraction. Make it sound fun, make it sound like the primary choice. If not, then just let her know that yeah, you're in between places. Would be my advice.